Hi families, Mrs. Peters here again. And I just created a video for families related to kind of daily activities to support number fluency. And this one is something else that I feel like we're kind of missing out on is that daily opportunity to read. And if we were together in our classroom, kids would be getting lots of opportunities to read together and individually, and they'd have a library of books to pick from, and they'd have library books that they could be checking out. And we can't do that right now, but it's critical that kids are reading. It's also critical that they're reading text that's appropriate and at their level. So I mentioned to everybody in conferences that I am going to try and use Epic to create some collections for kids to read, and that's going to take me some time. But what I have done to make some other resources available is I went ahead and made my own Clever page. And so if kids, when they go to Clever and open Mrs. Peters' page, what they'll find in there are links to these other reading resources. So of course they'll find a link to Epic, which is a great resource. But then they can go in, and I'm going to and thank you again to Caitlin. So Caitlin's letting me borrow her page. So they can go in and log into Scholastic, and we assign different articles in that or have, but kids can just use it to read. And so they can go in, they have a subscription that the PTO paid for, that they would be reading in hard copy here at school and then be taking home. And since we don't have that, we have digital subscriptions. And so there's all kinds of things that kids can go in here and look at and read. And they can look by topic. There's just really lots and lots of things. So that link is in there. So besides Epic, there is Scholastic News. And then also, I put a link in there to Newsela, because that's another great resource that they can go into and they can read about anything that they want. I am going to cross my fingers that these links are going to work well, but here you see that I was able to sign in as Caitlin. And so she can go in and explore. She can search for different topics, whatever it is that she might want to start reading. Let's say soccer. I know Caitlin really likes soccer. So she searches for soccer. She's going to come up with lots of articles about soccer. Some aren't necessarily going to be at her level. You can go in and you can look at text level. So she could go, well, let's see, I want articles about soccer that are at grade 3. So let's see if I can make this work, text level. I think it just did that for me. Anyway, this is another resource, and there's not just nonfiction in here. There are also fiction stories in here. So I really encourage you to make use of this. Let me go back and just get back to the news. There we go. Make use of this resource because kids need to be reading. So use the Clever. You'll see in there in Clever, there are other things that I put in. Typing agent is something that a family asked about. MobiMax, I've mentioned in my previous video about supporting number fluency. So go back and you can look at that. Newsela, got Lexia linked in here. I have Mrs. Wallace's virtual office linked in here. So this was something that I showed some families. Scholastic News, some second steps resources, and then of course Epic. So anyway, that daily reading, I could ask for like a reading log, and that just is cumbersome for everybody, and I don't think it really supports a love of reading. So anyway, thanks for listening, and again, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Have a good weekend.